It was just another glamorous night in Hollywood. The air was electric as Travis Kelce walked the red carpet with Taylor Swift by his side, both looking like the ultimate power couple. But beneath the surface, there was tension. Swifties noticed Taylor's usual radiance seemed dimmed, and Travis, typically relaxed and all smiles, was visibly distracted. They looked like they had a lot on their minds. As the paparazzi captured every second, Taylor took a deep breath, gently squeezing Travis's hand. She pulled him aside into a quiet corridor, away from the prying eyes of the press. "Travis," she began, her voice shaking slightly, "I have something to ask, and I need you to understand. This relationship, it's been incredible, but it's also been overwhelming. The constant attention, the pressure, I need to step back. Just a little bit. For us." Travis's face turned pale as he absorbed Taylor's words. Her plea to slow things down, to take a break from the spotlight, was the last thing he had expected. He thought they were on the same page, ready to face the world together, unfazed by the gossip. "Are you serious, Taylor?" Travis's voice was trembling, but it grew louder as the weight of her request sank in. "After everything we've been through. After all the people who've doubted us, after standing up to every rumor. Now you want to step back?" Taylor reached for his hand, but he pulled away, his jaw clenched, his fists tight. "You're telling me you want to pause this?" He spat, his voice rising. "All I've done is support you, show up for you, and you're asking me to slow down. Why did you let me fall this deep if you were going to pull back when things got hard?" The anger in his voice echoed down the hallway, sending chills down Taylor's spine. She tried to explain, but Travis couldn't hold it in anymore. "It feels like you just wanted a fairy tale until reality hit. If this was too much, why even start it at all?" Her eyes welled up, but she held her ground. "I love you, Travis, but I need space to breathe, to keep something for myself. Please try to understand." Travis shook his head in disbelief, frustration etched across his face. Without another word, he stormed off, his footsteps pounding down the hallway. Taylor watched him go, her heart aching with regret, wondering if this plea had just shattered their perfect romance. The headlines the next day splashed across every paper, but neither of them cared. For Travis and Taylor, it wasn't about the cameras, it was about the love they had fought so hard to protect. Title: The Shocking Plea. Travis Kelce stood in the center of the Kansas City Chiefs locker room, adrenaline still coursing through his veins after a hard-fought game. His team had narrowly clinched victory, but his mind was elsewhere. The buzz of reporters filled the air as they clamored for his attention, cameras flashing, but Travis's focus was consumed by a single name: Taylor Swift. Their whirlwind romance had captivated the nation, each game attended by Taylor sparking endless headlines. Just days ago, they had been laughing together backstage at one of her concerts, but now, things felt different. The pressure of their relationship was starting to weigh heavily on Travis, and he felt cornered, as if every moment was dissected by the public eye. Suddenly, his phone buzzed in his locker. It was a video notification from Taylor's social media. Curious and a bit anxious, he clicked on it, expecting one of her typical lighthearted updates. Instead, he was met with a solemn Taylor, her blue eyes shimmering with intensity. "Hey, everyone," she began, her voice shaky yet resolute. "I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. Travis and I have been navigating this wild ride together, and while I cherish every moment, I need to say this: I want to focus on my career right now. I don't want to be just a headline. If we're going to continue this, I need to know we can keep our private lives private." Travis felt his heart sink. The words hit him like a freight train. It wasn't that he didn't understand her perspective, he did. But the timing felt like a betrayal. After all, he had just stepped off the field, ready to share their joy with the world, only to hear her plea for distance. Rage boiled within him, a potent mix of anger and hurt. He slammed his locker shut, the metallic clang echoing through the locker room. His teammates looked over, surprised at his sudden outburst. "Travis, you good?" one of them asked, concern etched on his face. "No, I'm not good," Travis roared, his voice a mix of frustration and disbelief. "Did you see that? She's asking for distance. She's making it sound like this is a game." His teammates exchanged glances, unsure how to react. They had all witnessed the bond between Travis and Taylor, how effortlessly they seemed to fit into each other's lives. But now, it appeared that the pressure of public scrutiny had created a chasm between them. "What are you going to do?" another teammate asked, cautiously. "I don't know," Travis exclaimed, his fists clenching. "I thought we were in this together. I thought we had something real." Deciding he needed to clear his head, Travis stormed out of the locker room and into the parking lot, where the cool evening air brushed against his skin. The moon hung high, casting a silver glow that did little to ease the turmoil within him. He glanced at his phone again, the notification still fresh in his mind. As he paced, he couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. Wasn't she the one who had encouraged him to open up about his feelings, to embrace the spotlight together? He felt anger rising within him, twisting and turning until it felt unbearable. He screamed, unleashing the pent-up frustration into the night. The sound echoed off the surrounding buildings, a raw, primal release. But amidst the rage, a part of him began to reflect. He knew that the nature of celebrity relationships was complicated. Taylor had her career, and he had his own. Perhaps her plea wasn't about ending things but about wanting to preserve the foundation they had built. After several deep breaths, Travis pulled out his phone and typed out a message, hesitating for just a moment before hitting send. "I just saw your video. Let's talk. I need to understand what you're really feeling." Title: The Plea. Travis Kelce sat in the locker room, the weight of the world resting on his broad shoulders. The Kansas City Chiefs had just secured a hard-fought victory against their fiercest rivals, but instead of celebrating with his teammates, Travis was lost in thought. The excitement of the game was overshadowed by the buzz surrounding his relationship with pop superstar Taylor Swift, a whirlwind romance that had captured the attention of fans and media alike. It had started as a fun fling, a casual connection that blossomed into something deeper. Yet, as the weeks went by, the scrutiny intensified. Paparazzi followed their every move, and social media exploded with opinions on their relationship. Travis, a man who thrived on the adrenaline of the football field, found himself grappling with the pressure of public perception. That evening, as he prepared to leave the stadium, Travis received a text from Taylor. "Can we talk? I have something important to share." His heart raced. He couldn't shake the feeling that this conversation would change everything. Later that night, they met at a quiet cafe, away from the prying eyes of the public. As they settled into a cozy booth, Travis noticed a heaviness in Taylor's expression. Her usual spark seemed dimmed, and for the first time, he saw the toll the media frenzy had taken on her. "Travis," she began, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've been thinking a lot about us. The pressure, the expectations. It's overwhelming, and I'm scared it's affecting our relationship." Travis felt a surge of frustration. "I know it's hard, but we can handle this together, Tay. I don't want you to feel like you have to change anything about us." Taylor took a deep breath, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "What I'm about to say might sound shocking, but I think we need to be honest. I don't want to hide anymore. I want to share my life with you, but it feels like the world wants us to fail." "What do you mean?" Travis asked, his heart racing. He could sense the weight of her words. "I want to fight for us," she pleaded. "But we need to be transparent. I think we should publicly announce our relationship and show everyone that we're serious about each other. It's the only way we can take control of our narrative." At that moment, a fire ignited within Travis. The thought of parading their love for the world felt suffocating. "You want to scream from the rooftops? You think that'll solve everything?" He shot back, the anger bubbling to the surface. Taylor flinched, surprised by his outburst. "I just want to protect what we have. Don't you see? This could help us fight against the negativity." Travis stood up abruptly, the chair scraping against the floor as he paced the small cafe. "No, Tay, I don't want our love to be some spectacle for everyone to judge. I'm not a headline, and neither are you." His voice rose, drawing the attention of a few nearby patrons. He turned away, clenching his fists, battling the rage and frustration surging through him. "I hate this. I hate how the world has turned our love into a game." Taylor reached out, her voice trembling. "Travis, please, I'm not trying to pressure you. I just want to make sure we're okay. I don't want to lose you." Her words pierced through the anger like a blade. He took a deep breath, his shoulders sagging as the fight drained from him. He turned to face her, the fire in his eyes flickering to a simmer. "I'm scared too, Tay. I don't want to lose what we have either. But I need you to understand where I'm coming from. We shouldn't have to prove anything to anyone. Tears streamed down Taylor's cheeks as she nodded, the weight of the conversation settling between them. I just want to know we're in this together, she said softly.